Alrighty. Hi everybody. Hopefully your life has been going great. The last video that I posted, or made, not necessarily posted because I'm posting it today, was about 6 months ago in June. As many people can understand, a lot has changed. 6 months ago, I had just started dating a guy for about 2 months, roughly 2 months, and I hadn't known if it was love or not, and it was in the very early stages of a relationship. You're just getting to know each other, you're just starting to hang out more, and just starting to really get an idea for who the person truly is. Well, 6 months later, and he and I are still together. Yes, many things have happened between us. Hopefully I can go in chronological order for you, otherwise it's just going to be a jumbled hot mess, and if you can't follow, I'm sorry. So, during that time, it was extremely fun. That was summer. We just gotten out of school. I was having a great time. I was working at the zoo. Just having a very nice summer. I was able to take 3 people to Montana with me. That's out of order. Alright, so after my last video, which was in June, in 10 days after that video, I had left for a cruise. My very first cruise ever on a Carnival ship to the frickin' Bahamas. Oh my goodness, that was amazing. I have a video of the first day that we're there. I was going to try and make videos, and I kind of kicking myself that I didn't make more videos. But that ship was amazing. The only thing that you really get to see in the ship is that it's huge. There's water slides. I was on there for a week, and I still didn't get to see everything. There was a hospital on the bottom. There was a day spa. There was like 4 or 5 jacuzzis. There was a dance hall. There was a club. There was so many and much things on this cruise that it was amazing, and I wish it could lasted forever. This cruise, oh my goodness, if you have money to go onto a Carnival cruise or a cruise in general, I highly, highly, highly suggest it, because it is so worth it. You will have unbelievable experiences on a cruise. And it was a family reunion, no doubt. Oh my goodness. I got to reconnect with my cousins. I got to start a new relationship with another cousin. And hopefully they're coming up for my graduation in June, which is in about 5 months now. And wow, that cruise was amazing. Then about a month later, I go to Montana for 2 weeks. And for the first week, I take Matthew, my current boyfriend. I take Josh Sosky and his parents plus Hannah Person, because not a lot of other people could come. And this was to celebrate my 18th birthday, but really it just turned out to be a summer thing or whatever. And that week was awesome. I got to hang out with my boyfriend for a week. I got to go see Glacier with him and Joshua's parents. I got to connect with Hannah Person more before she went off to college. I got to make more friends with Josh. Josh and Matthew got to become friends. William learned some valuable lessons. My parents got some really good friends out of the deal too. It was just a very successful week. On our trip to Glacier, it was Joshua's parents, William, Matthew, and I had fallen asleep on Matthew there and on the way back, but Matthew and I had found a heart-shaped rock on a trail up to the hidden lake, and hopefully you can hear me. It seems like a little loud, but I'm trying to speak loud enough so you can hear me, understand me. But it was really cool because we found this rock, and then we wrote Matt plus Evie on it, and we hid it in this certain spot on the trail, and hopefully we're going to go back again this year, and we're going to find it, and we're just going to be like, yes, we found it. Because you can't really take anything out of this park, because it's a national park. But it was awesome. We took pictures. We had a blast. Oh man, this place was just gorgeous. And then that week, once that week was over, Hannah had gone with her parents. Her parents had come and gotten her. Joshua and his parents had left, and Matthew had to leave on a train. the relationship status at the time between Matthew and I was in a very good spot. We were having a blast. We were just such a great time. And what I mentioned in previous videos was my life was in an adventurous point, and that certainly held true during that time. Saying goodbye to Matthew on that train was hard because I knew I wouldn't see him for a week. And it was intense. The next week in Montana, I went to the University of Montana campus, and I had an interview, or like a meeting with the head of the wildlife biology department. I took a campus tour. I got to meet some people that might potentially be going there. And I loved the campus. The campus was gorgeous. I had family there. They came and saw us. I saw all the stuff that would be going on at the campus. And I got a pretty good feel of what school would be like there. And at that time, that was the school I was going to go to. I was going to go to that school, most definitely. And I was going to work my butt off to get this awesome scholarship called the WUI, which is the Western Undergraduate Exchange. And I was telling Matthew all this, and we were excited. We were having fun. We were figuring it out. And then when I get home, and Matthew picks me up, and we go to Lloyd Center, fell off. Because we hadn't seen each other in a week. After a truly intense week, we didn't see each other for a week. And it just felt disconnected. We got it back together that day. And I'm really, truly happy for that. And then summer ended, and school started. Senior year! Woo! At least that's what I thought. First day of school at the high school, because Clark hadn't started yet. I go into band. I'm having a blast. I'm so stoked. I'm the pep band director. I'm student conductor. I lead the clarinet section. I'm having so much fun directing. I'm interacting with all the freshmen, getting them really pumped up for the school year, for the pep band school year, for concert, for everything. I was just so excited because I had increased my clarinet ability, my playing ability. I was having so much fun with everybody in band. I didn't have any problems with anyone, not even the band director. Of course, I complained about him before, but everything was starting to fall into place, and volleyball was going good, everything was good. But there's a difference in this year than last year, specifically with timing. The school board had decided to make late starts on Mondays, so school would start at around 9:15 instead of 8:15. And being in running start, I didn't know that when I had registered. So my first class started at 10, and I needed to leave by 9 to get there at 10 to find parking and everything like that. So I was basically not able to attend band at the high school anymore. They tried to find loopholes, trying to find ways that I could do it, but it didn't work. I was pissed. Clarinet section, pep band director, student freaking conductor. I was going to have so much fun in band. I was so stoked. And I couldn't participate in it. My senior year, I'm sorry for my language, but went to shit the first week. Because that was the week that we started games in volleyball. And I had told myself at the beginning of the summer, when we had started summer practices, that I was going to get a starting position on volleyball. That didn't happen. And due to reasons, majority of my games my family couldn't attend, including Matthew, because I consider Matthew my family now, and I'll explain that later. My senior year did not start out the way I wanted it to, and as a result, I had probably the most stressful beginning of a year ever. Because not only at the beginning of the school year, but throughout the entire fall quarter at Clark, tension between Matthew and I arose. We weren't super as stressed out as we were about 2 weeks ago, but we were confused and trying to figure things out, because he had this image in his mind where at the beginning of the next school year, at this fall, I would leave and he would have to stay behind. And he would wait for me to finish my school and come back, but he had the image that I would find happiness with someone else, and then I wouldn't be with him anymore. And his past relationship, the one that really counts, that, again, I'm going to use foul language, but that chick was a fucking bitch. The things that happened to make Matthew the way that he is now is just, it boils my blood, which is a good thing, which means that I have a good outlook on that. Like, if I ever saw this girl, I will probably never meet her because she would never want to talk to me because she's shallow. So that's another reason why I kind of don't like her, because I'm not a shallow person. I don't like shallow people as much. I prefer a decent personality that has a head on their shoulders, can talk intellectually, have an intellectual conversation with someone, make points, argue, agree, disagree. That's what I pride myself with, because I have that. I have a strong head on my shoulders, and I know how to carry a professional conversation as well as have a lot of fun. But I'm always courteous, and I'm appropriate. She just did not have so much of a grasp on reality that really has not made me like her. And in the beginning of our relationship, Matthew wasn't over her. So he would relay things to me that happened between her and him, even after they had broken up. And things that he noticed that wasn't happening to him, and it was just, that was where the tension arose during fall. Because I explained to him, if you can't get over her, I'm leaving. And that was a turning point, so we started doing that. That was around November. And then the relationship started pretty good. He got invited, his family and him got invited to a wedding in Detroit, Michigan, because their only family in the United States was getting married. And it was a traditional Thai reception, and that's so different than Christian culture. Oh my goodness. But she was gorgeous. Oh my goodness, the guy that she married, totally perfect for her. She was the typical Asian that was stylish, had the great makeup, had the great clothes, and I loved her shoes. Oh my goodness, I fell in love with her shoes. And I was like, I just kind of gave it away. But anyways, they were invited, and I was like, oh, okay, I kind of wanted to go, but I don't think it's possible. And turns out his dad invited me to go, and I was like, what? I mean, I had thought about it, but I didn't actually think of it as a possibility. And they're like, yeah, we'll pay for you, because his dad's not going. He has to stay and deal with the new restaurant that they opened recently and deal with their brand new dog. So they paid for me, and I got to fly on the plane with Matthew and his mother and brother to go to Detroit, Michigan. And I guess it was kind of payback because we took Matthew to Montana, but that was cool. That was really cool that I got to do that. And that trip, that was an intense trip, and not necessarily in the best way, because that was a turning point in our relationship. Doubts were raised and brought to attention. Tension most definitely was there. Just issues that one person was thinking was brought to another person's attention, and then vice versa. Things that noticed, observational. It was an intense weekend, and majority of it happened the night of the reception for the couple that we were there for to support. And it didn't help that I had a migraine, and the music they were playing, plus the strobe lights were there, making it just worse. And if you've ever had a migraine and you were light sensitive, oh my goodness, you know exactly how I feel, and I can sympathize with you. I don't think that's the right word, but oh well. So that's how that weekend happened, and our relationship became stronger. We're still together, still strong, and we came away with a stronger relationship and a better understanding for each other, which happens with every big conflict between a relationship, whether you grow stronger or you grow apart and you separate. So there's that, and that didn't happen. finals roll around. I get decent grades. I wish I had gotten better, but again, this fall quarter, I had to deal with more stress than I've ever had to deal with, and some of it was put on myself, some of it was from external forces, and it was definitely intense fall, plus my birthday. Yes, so my birthday. Funny thing about my birthday. Last year, I have a video of this, or I put this video on. I got in a car wreck on my birthday. This past year, I went out to dinner. Matthew came with me and my family, and we went to Widmer and we had delicious German food. And he had got me flowers, which was awesome, and they were in my room for about a month, or 2 months. And I was having a good day. And then he had thought of things, noticed something, and this was during the period where he still wasn't technically over his girlfriend, so there was something that he mentioned, that the comparison and stuff like that, and I'm just like, okay, this needs to happen, this needs to change. And it was the beginning of trying to figure out what's going to happen a year from now. So I mentioned the University of Montana, correct? Well, during that period of time, when I was at the campus, I was always certain that I was going to go to college. Just going to go to college. Nothing, no doubt. On my birthday, that had changed. I had confessed that I may not go to college for him. And he was like, no, that can't happen. You have things going for you. I'm sorry that I put this on you and all this stuff. And you're a strong person. You need to go to college. And he understood the value of what I said when I said I may not go to college for you. And later we had discussed it, and I'm still going to college. There's no doubt about that. Well, that's what happened on my birthday. So now my birthday does not hold as significance for me as it did when I was younger, because too many significant, impactful things have happened during that days that it's now not really so much worth it anymore for myself. But then we're going to go forward in time to back right after Michigan in December, because that was early December. So finals come around, I get the grades, and then spring and then winter break. 2 things came out of winter break that I can truly remember. The first one was I got a job interview, and then I was successfully obtained my very first job at Panda Express near Costco on Andreessen and Patton Parkway. And I got my first paycheck on Friday for $145. That was truly exciting, and now I'm happy to be making money. The significance of that and the importance that I put on that will be coming up later. The second thing that came out of the winter break was I got to spend New Year's Eve and New Year's Day with Matthew. And that was a blast. That was the let loose kind of stuff that I needed. I did get drunk and I did experience alcohol, but it was extremely safe. I was only at his house. I didn't go anywhere else. And it was just him and I. That's all we did. And it was the let loose kind of relaxing environment that I needed. And that was the best New Year's I've had thus far. And him too. So that was good. Then, first day of school, winter quarter. Matthew got academic dismissal from Clark because he had failed too many classes. To us, that meant our potential future that we had conjured up for the fall was basically falling apart in front of us. What we had thought of was I would go to Eastern, which offered the same curriculum-based degree as the University of Montana. And I had forgotten to mention this, I'm sorry. and it technically is the rival of Montana. I would go there, and he would go to WSU Pullman and get his degree there. He would go transfer from Clark, and I would go as a freshman. With the academic dismissal, that really didn't become much of a possibility anymore. And it caused us to think of changes, because he still had to go to Clark and figure out, he still had to seem like he was attending school, but he's just there. And so that's kind of a situation that occurred. So now we are coming up with a plan. Because I've already mentioned to my parents, my mother and I are extremely close. I'm extremely close with my parents, that he and I have come up with ideas to make it so we can go to college together and we can live out our lives together. Because I'm in love with him. My parents know that. His parents know that, because we've been together for almost a year. And how can you be with someone for a year and not love them? Specifically when you're a young adult. That's extremely hard to fake type stuff. So that happened. And now we have an idea where we both go to Spokane. And we figure that out, and I attend Eastern, and we figure it out. And I don't want to go into specifics because I've kind of gone into more. And I'm confiding in you guys because, for one, I don't even know who watches these videos, and I haven't really uploaded some since, so this may not get any views. So I honestly, I don't know. But you can formulate your own opinions. And understand that this is my life, and I want this. It's mainly there for me, but it's also there for any other girl or guy who's going through a difficult time, specifically with a relationship or just having troubles in general. I can give you two scenarios. There's the one where you're just extremely depressed, can't find anything else like that. You rely on something to make you happy, and it just seems like your future is crumbling in front of you. And someone comes into your life who has this straight and narrow direction and was just bent on going to this one way. This person feels happy, but has that fear. The person that their future was crumbling in front of them, had this fear that this person that came into their life that has this dead future is going to stay on that future and then deviate from the future that he has, or that they have. And it's just confusing. Being an adult is difficult. You're going to have stresses, you're going to have hardships, there's happiness involved as well. Everything is just going on, and it's confusing. Some people have a better hold on it than others. It's just to know that you're not alone, even though it seems like it truly is, that you are alone. And at some points you are, because you're the only one that can focus in on your own brain. No one can actually read your mind, but they can understand in their own way. So, to anyone who's watching this video, I have determination to make the future that I want with this significant person in my life, to make that a possibility. And that's what the job is for. And that's what my studying is for. That's what making my best grades that I can potentially get, so I can get scholarships, so I can just do what I really want to do, a possibility. I love hard work. And if you love hard work and are willing to work hard for what you want, then your life is going to be a lot easier than the people that just give it to them and then realize, oh, now I have to work hard. There are a select few in our generation who actually work hard and understand direct values of people. So to anyone who is watching, it may seem hopeless, because I have certainly felt hopelessness. But if you have the determination and the drive and the motivation to make a future that you see unbelievable happiness in, it may seem impossible, but at this stage that I am at, which is just the beginning, I have faith that it will come true. And I'm going to work my ass off to make it so. One where I can make my parents proud, make myself happy, and make the possibility with the significant other a reality. So hopelessness is a part of growing up. Stresses, breakdowns, triumphs, everything. Getting a handle on it is what you need to learn. So I guess the point of this video, with everything that I'm telling you about and how my senior year went to shit, my future is rocky, confusing, I'm afraid of the unknown, and I have this burning determination to do something that I want. If you can make a connection with anything like that, then we are considered friends. And what I want to get across is that you are not the only one suffering, because it may seem alone, but you're really not. And one of my idols on YouTube is definitely Jenna Marbles, because she just doesn't give a shit. She curses like a sailor. And she has stresses in her life, but she's still living. And she's always like, hey, you want to hang out? You want to get drunk? She's very open with the people in her fan base. I probably will never get to her level, but to anyone who's watching and supporting me on this, even if it's not a big deal, I truly thank you, because it's everything that goes on in life that I'm trying to portray on this. And hopefully I'm doing a good job. If not, please leave a comment below. And my original sign-off would be my name and 3 favorite colors. But now that I've gone through a lot of adult things, I don't think that's the possibility for my sign-off tonight. So my new sign-off is to the insane future. Have a good night, everyone.